distinguished Toastmaster Steve Broe, giving his speech from the entertaining speaker manual, Speaking After Dinner. Steve is an executive coach and author, and he's also an online instructor with the University of Phoenix. In tonight's speech, Steve will deliver an entertaining and meaningful message to an after-dinner audience. In so doing, Steve is also going to be completing the entertaining speaker manual and will then be applying for an Advanced Communicator Award. Please welcome Steve Broe with his speech, The 5 Skills of Master Speakers. Thanks.
I was a speaker before I joined Toastmasters. I had a lot of chances to speak in college, spoke at undergraduate and master's level, and I'll never forget the day I was invited to speak as a keynote speaker for a graduation. I drove to another county, got myself all dressed up, met with the students, met with the parents, and with the teachers, and I had my words carefully scripted out, plastic wrapped paper, knew exactly what I was going to say. And I saw the graduates approaching the front with their robes, their tassels, and all receiving the same degree, kindergarten graduate. Fellow Toastmasters, I have always enjoyed public speaking, and I've enjoyed public speaking before I became a Toastmaster, but I've learned so much because of the Toastmasters program, and I think you've probably had a chance to enjoy some of those same experiences. But today I'm going to speak about mastery. So, I had a Zen master tell me, listen to what I say, and you do exactly the opposite. And so I did. I said, I didn't do what he said. I just did what he said. So there are 3 areas of life where I've been working on improvement for over 20 years. Public speaking is one of those. I practiced the skill of meditation, Zen meditation, since the 80s. I joined a Zen temple, wore robes, chanted, took the first vows of a Zen priest. Now I'm not a Zen priest, but I still meditate all the time. It's part of what I do. And then I practiced a martial art, several martial arts actually, for over 20 years. Took my 2nd degree black belt exam and studied with other teachers in other states. And public speaking. So I think I have a little bit of qualification to speak about what mastery in public speaking is all about. I've had a chance to earn 3 Distinguished Toastmasters Awards, and I've been named the Outstanding Toastmaster of the Year for the state of Arizona. It's back in 1994, so I've been doing this for a while. So I want to share with you my thoughts as I recently judged a speech contest, and I said, what are the real skills of public speaking? And I've identified 5 skills. Now, we don't all teach those 5 skills in Toastmasters, but you can practice them here. So the first skill of a master public speaker is the prepared speech. Knowing how to give a speech, having a script, knowing what you're going to say. We do that exceptionally well in Toastmasters. We have the best program in the world, arguably, for helping people prepare a speech. First skill. Second skill, the impromptu speech. Now, you can get a lot of practice in Toastmasters, but we don't really teach how to do impromptu speaking. We have a chance to do table topics, but you can go to Toastmasters a long time and never get called on for table topics. And that's not the same as an impromptu speech. I think most opportunities we have to speak in the world are Impromptu, last minute. Oscar, will you speak today? I know you're a master on this subject. Come up and tell us your ideas. Impromptu speeches are a lot of how we have the chance to seize the moment in our work, our careers. Third skill is the ability to tell a story. To tell a story grabs people's heart and attention, touches people's emotion. If you hear a touching story, you're more inclined to take action if you hear a story. I heard Dan give an international speech this week. Dan won a contest with his speech on imagination. And he built his speech around, not surprisingly, a story. In fact, I'm going to guess, Craig, I haven't heard your international speech. I'm guessing you have at least one story in your international speech. The best international speeches, the best contest-winning speeches all have stories. And we do teach storytelling in Toastmasters, but you can go through the entire CC manual without ever having to tell a story. So I encourage you, seek out the opportunities to tell stories. There was a saying about a great Roman speaker, Cicero. Of him they said, he speaks so well, he speaks excellently. But another speaker, when you hear him speak, you want to pick up your spear and march. Telling stories gives us the inspiration to get connected with an idea and get moving. The fourth skill of great public speakers, having a vision. Being able to convey a big idea, bigger than what we have right now, and to get people excited and glowing about what's possible. Now, I've been in a lot of Toastmaster meetings where I've heard new Toastmasters give perhaps a speech on how to make brownies or how to make chip and dip. And those are all okay things to do if you're practicing how to give a prepared speech. But once you get the basics down, what you have to say is vitally important. You have the opportunity to change the world with your message. Don't speak about cooking brownies. Speak about something important that gets people out of their seat wanting to do something vitally important. The fifth skill of great public speakers is, God, I love to see people writing notes. God, I have to tell you, this is inspiring. The fifth, was your five? Yeah. Fifth skill is connecting with your audience. Being able to build a genuine relationship with the people around you. Many new speakers are all concerned about here's point 1, point 2, point 3, my script. And they're all concerned about them. When you get to the point where you're concerned about, does the audience get your message? When you're concerned about, how do I tell this in a way the audience hears what I have to say? Then you have the capacity to be an even greater speaker. You take away some of the nerves that you have by being less concerned about yourself, be more concerned about the audience. This is the skill of a great public speaker. A Zen master once told me, you are unique, just like everyone else. You have an important message for the world. Whether or not you study public speaking for 20 years, I encourage you to build your talent at carrying your message, building your voice, having an important message for the world, connecting with your audience, telling the stories that move people. What you have to say is important. You are a reflection a great spiritual power. Madam Toastmaster.
At this time, Barry Seppi will evaluate the best speech I have ever heard from Dr. Steve Broe this evening. Please welcome Barry. Let him know you like him.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope I will not fall on my face because I have no idea how to play baseball in squeeze play. Dr. Broe, distinguished Toastmaster, lecturer, teacher, my mentor at Toastmaster. This is truly a perfect speech. When I signed to evaluate you tonight, I must say it was my honor. But I had no clue how to evaluate perfect speech. I gotta spend 2 minutes talking about your speech. And I figured that's easy. Best speech I ever heard from you. And now I do the polka dancing and Kazachok and maybe belly dancing. And 2 minutes later, I pass it over to general evaluator. However, I did a little research and study how to evaluate perfect speech. Normally, when you evaluate other speeches, you look for perfections, and there are 1 or 2. In your case, I had to find the imperfections, just the opposite. You qualified with your objections. You tell stories. You deliver the message. Your speeches have all the elements: introduction, body, and effective conclusion. Your body movements are natural. Eye contact, perfect. After so many years, you show confidence. You even showed slight emotions. 4 times you introduced the humor and engaged the audience. Body expressions were natural, not extraordinary or out of space. Almost perfect speech. What I suggest, when you tell the story, you use the back portion of the stage, and when you want to deliver the point, you come forward and try to engage the audience. I was part of the audience, I enjoyed your speech, and I congratulate you on almost perfect speech.